All right, here on the Messy Garage, we're going to use this to charge these to get ready to use that. All right, if you saw my last video, Milwaukee had kind of a forge deal, fourth quarter of 2024. That's when this is being made, October, strictly speaking. And there were a couple deals. The Supercharger that already came with an 8 ampere forge that came with a bonus 8 amp hour. And then this basically that came with a free forge when you bought it at list price at Home Depot. All these came from Home Depot. So I've got the rear handle, which I find a little bulky. So I'm gonna use this, probably sell the rear handle. I understand there's maybe a next one coming out in 2025. In the meantime, the visibility and power of this will be great in a nice small package. And I've wanted the Supercharger just because, and I really like the fact that this has cooling that will work with the vents built into this, fans built into this, and keeps your batteries nice and cool, which reduces the impact of quick charging. So I'm going to get all this unboxed and get ready to do some cutting because I've got shelves to mount and I need some plywood backing boards to do it. So it'll be, well, not really a test of this thing because I understand it puts out a ton of power when you put these forged batteries on it. But so what I think I'll do is use this guy with the forged batteries, obviously, to cut some of the panels I want as backing boards for those cabinets. And maybe do a cut with my rear handle just to see the difference in power with the same batteries. I actually sold all my regular batteries a little preemptively. I thought I had one more 6 amp hour to compare with, but I don't see it in this new crazy messy garage. So let's get to it. It seems fitting to open the batteries and the packages with this. These are the vents that I'm talking about that go along with the fans that are in the charger. All right, this is the Supercharger out of the box. Apologies for the messy garage. I know that's the name of the channel, but I'm still moving in to the new house and the new garage, so it's chaos. But anyway, so that's the Supercharger. It's bigger than I thought, actually. Like, that is the rapid charger. That's the Supercharger. So if you're considering the Supercharger, make sure you have the room because, wow. All right, what I felt like I would do is do a little bit of a shootout. Since I have 3 XC 8.0 batteries and 3 slots between these two chargers, I figure I'll let this charger charge one of them and this charger charge 2 of them at the same time, because this says it'll do a 8.0 battery 45 minutes to full charge, 100%. This says it'll take 83 minutes. So I figure I'll do a worst case where this is charging 2 XE 8.0 forged batteries and this is charging 1, and see what finishes first. Now, by the way, these are the fans I keep mentioning that pull air in through the charger and run it through the battery to keep it nice and cool while it's charging. The other thing I like is it's telling you exactly the center to center measurement, so you can mount the sucker on a wall, which I may well do, how much distance you need, and make it really easy. Now, I'm not Project Farm, clearly, or Torque Test Channel. All of these are showing 1 bar, and so I'm going to call that close enough in terms of common starting point. I think we'll get the point one way or another. All right, it's going to put these on the charger one by one, and then I'll start a timer, check on them about 45 minutes. It has begun. All right, so it's a little over 45 minutes later, like 46 or 47. Surprisingly, this is done. And maybe it was already at 20%. And this just brought it from that up to 100. This one's charged. Oh, that one's charged, as defined by the solid green light. And this one, blinking, appears to be close. I guess I could take it off and check it, but I believe this means it's close to 80%, or at 80%. All the lights are on, so I'm gonna leave it alone for the moment. So I'll tell you one thing I noticed right away. Sorry for the fan noise here, but this thing is really hot, like right here. The battery's actually very cool. I don't know that that has to do with the vents. These are both very cool. And there's not a warm spot on this charger at all. So I think that's the benefit of the active airflow that's pushing one fan for each bank here and charging through. So 45 minutes, probably 20% to 100 here for the rapid charger. So 45 minutes ish, but it is hot. The charger is especially hot. The battery's a little warm, mostly where the charger is. It's at 100%. So my understanding of the behavior here is it rapid charges the first one until it's done, like ultra rapid charges it, while this one is charging at a more regular speed. But once it's done with this one, it switches to rapid charge this one. So I'm gonna let it finish. I would say this was closer than I expected, knowing that this one got from 1 bar all the way to 4 bars. But I am surprised and not super pleased with how hot this is. So what I may do is sell this, and in my more normal place where I charge, which is inside my box, have the regular charger, and then have this on the wall somewhere. I gotta mount my Ego lawn equipment charger on the wall somewhere too, but have a station on the wall for this where I can charge rapidly but not feel like I'm burning up my batteries or the charger, because that's actually not too hot to touch, but not comfortable to put my hand there. Like, this area is really hot. So anyway, that's gonna be, I think, it for the battery piece of this. Interesting size comparison. I think the heat comparison is also really interesting. I wish I had kept my non-Forge 6 amp hour battery to just see how it felt, because it doesn't have these vents built in. You know, the heat on this one is really limited to kind of where it was up here. So all the heat from the circuitry of the charger itself is just rising out of these vents, but this is cooled down for the most part. That's still darn warm. So charging quickly is not good for batteries in general, and it's all about heat. So while this feels pretty cool, my point being, maybe these vents are helping you out even on a non-fan charger. So obviously no fan on this guy. Some venting built in, but, you know, hot. Even though this has been super rapid charging, completely cool. So that's really the difference here for me between this and this. For most days, it's not so much about the speed, although this is clearly really fast. It's about what it's doing to my batteries, and kind of to what it's doing to itself a little bit also. So just to break back in, maybe 2 minutes after I'd kind of filmed a quick outro kind of thing, this guy just turned off. So it's really kind of 2 to 1 as far as charging speed, or really close to it. This didn't take 83 minutes, but like I said, I think it's going from maybe 20 to 100. So I got 1.9 of these, and pretty close to the time I got 1 from this one. So anyway, that's the very unscientific time comparison. I'm sure there's lots of people out there you can find with that. I think the value to this video is maybe just the heat comparison and the size comparison between the two. So hope that was useful. That's probably the quick wrap up on batteries, and next we'll get to the saw here in just a bit. But in the meantime, stay messy.